So let me go ahead and go back to our agenda. And our mini lesson for today, we are going to be looking at colliding spheres. It's a piece of artwork. We're going to look at a piece of artwork, and we're going to run a protocol called See, Think, Wonder. See, Think, Wonder. This is the first time we've done this protocol. Now, we're going to use Padlet, and we've used Padlet before. Padlet is where you can type in your response under different columns and rearrange them. I'll show you real quick what it looks like here. We have 3 columns. We have the See column, the Think column, and the Wonder column. And I'm going to tell you how to use this Padlet and how we're going to do this activity. So we are going to look at a piece of art. This is the piece of art we are looking at right here on my share screen. You should be able to see it right here. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this picture and we're going to say one thing that we see. What do you see? I see is the sentence stem for you. So you're going to describe something that you have seen in it. You're not going to tell me what you think about it. You're not going to assume anything. You're just going to tell me something that you see. What is one thing you see? Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next part, which is think. The think is where you tell me what you think about what you saw. So let's say you saw a llama in the picture. You're going to tell me what you think that llama is doing there, what that llama symbolizes. Why is the llama in the picture? Okay, this is the moment that you can make sense of what you're seeing. Okay, try to give me a reason for why you think this. And then finally, the last thing we're going to do is wonder. You're going to think about what you thought. Very meta, by the way. You're going to think about the thought that you just had. And you're going to try to connect it back to our murder mystery. How does what you thought about possibly help you with our murder mystery? Remember, our murder mystery is about elements on the periodic table. It's about atoms. What does this make you wonder about the murder mystery? So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Put the link in the chat for the Padlet. I'm going to leave the drawing on my screen. Uh-oh. Hey. Uh-oh. Okay. The link to the Padlet is right there. Everyone, go ahead and do the I see. What is one thing that you see? Describe something that you see in this picture. And I only want you in the first column. Okay? I only want you in the first column. Oh, I'm so sorry. Great question. So here, what you have to do first, team, when you go to the protocol, you're going to click plus sign, and you're going to type in your first name and your last initial. So I typed in Ryan E. And then I'm going to type in my sentence stem. I see, and then tell me one thing that you see in the picture. I see, and tell me one thing you see in the picture. Go ahead and do that right now.
Howdy team, Ryan Edwards here. And so one glow from this presentation, one glow from running this protocol is the fact that Padlet, because it's a live board that everyone can look at the same time, you get to see students responding and interacting with their colleagues' responses, right? And I like it because it's all in one place, it's all stacked on top of each other. And those students that are struggling with coming up with their I sees, or they're coming up with their I thinks or their I wonders, they can build off of their colleagues' responses, right? So if someone can't come up with an I think, say, hey, look at that other student's I think that I see. They said they saw red. What do you think that means? What do you think the red is doing in there? Well, because it's murder mystery, all the kids are like, it's blood. And then some kids are like, it's oxygen. This is obviously water. And so you get these really bizarre, sometimes really fun off-the-wall responses. Now, an area of grow that I think you'll see, or you saw while in this presentation, was the wonders part. I don't think I effectively did the wonder correctly. Wonders are really supposed to connect you back to your driving question for your project. They're to connect you back to your need to knows. I was trying to push them not so much back to the driving question or the need to knows. I was trying to get them to think about the murder mystery and making predictions about the murder mystery. So it wasn't really so much connecting them back to the knowledge that they're trying to glean over the course of this project. It's more about predicting what it's going to be like when we actually start doing the murder mystery. And because my wonders were connected to more of an activity or an event as opposed to the content, I ended up getting a mixed bag of responses. So there were some positive responses where students were wondering, like, I wonder if the murder is a reaction. Is the murder actually a reaction? Are we seeing a reaction happening? Because they talked about like seeing the atoms collide together, electricity passing from atom to atom, and bonding. And they thought maybe there's a reaction going on, and maybe there's that's how the murder weapon is a reaction. But then on the opposite side, I have students wondering more just about like I wonder if water is really important in the event. I wonder if there's going to be electricity in the murder. And those are really lower level, pretty basic concepts, and that's more of like a recall. They're literally just taking the IC all the way up to the top, and it's not going really deep with that. And that is the fault with actually trying to make an I wonder about something that is not tied to the content, right? So even though the murder mystery is tied to my content, it's not the original driving question. So if our driving question had been about chemical reactions, they could think about what they're seeing here with regard to chemical reactions. So I hope that helps. Peace.